All right, let's get into episode 1. Thoughts on episode 1 before we really get into this thing.
Oh, that's an all-time episode one.
Mm,
That's up there.
mm.
Just from the opening scene alone.
Episode 1 is like when I look at how this series has evolved and I look at where they're at, I'm like, damn, I did not even remember that like this was kind of how it started. He started off so it feels so far away
Beat
is what I
up,
have in my
tied up.
notes. Yeah. Well, not even just that. Usually Itadori kind of like he's a regular ass high schooler. Like a regular degular
Oh
um
yeah.
high schooler going through high school problems. And I feel like if this was set in the 90s, we would have got like 4 episodes on that. Um i.e. like Yu Yu Hakusho kind of. Um
Yeah. You gotta get the
but
you
the
got to
pa-
get the full setting.
right, but the pace of modern anime has like kicked up so much. But episode opens uh with Yuji Itadori having a secret execution being set, but as we pull back further, we explore his life as a high schooler while he's taking care of his ailing grandfather. He is extremely skilled for being a normal kid. I'm not sure if it's ever established why he's so skilled yet. Um, why he's so powerful, why he's like has kind of like extraordinary abilities just regularly. Um,
That boy was drinking his milk. Was doing
I
pull-ups as a baby. That nigga
I
he was
feel like
a man child.
based on current stuff in the manga, I feel like we're getting close to figuring out. Um,
If if he was a today's athlete, bro, he'll be like a five-star recruit right now. He would be on
bruh,
ESPN Top 100.
you would be whatever WWE would have scooped him up and said like, nah, you got to wrestle for us.
Oh yeah,
Um,
nah, he would have been going crazy in the dub. Nah,
um,
I can see him being an indie cat. He looks like he wants the flippity floppities.
this
He
is
wants
true. Um, he's part of the occult research club that finds a strange finger that Megumi Fushiguro is also looking for. Little do they know that the finger tracks curses, as it is a cursed object. So I asked you this question. We brought up the magic word here, curse. Do you fully understand the concept of curse objects, and curse techniques in this series?
no.
Okay.
no,
It's the one thing I
not
feel
at
like
all. I don't
it's not as
understand
con-
it at all, and that's the
it's
best part about it. I don't understand anything that is going on in terms of like curse techniques. I just know, hey, there's these monsters and things that be popping up, and they got powers, and
on a
there's a way to
scale
beat them.
on a scale of Dragon Ball Z power levels to like Hunter x Hunter Nen. Like, where does this
Oh,
fall? Like closer?
This is Nen for sure.
Nen is so complicated. I just don't even bother to like try to figure it out. I just kind of
We haven't even touched on domain expansions, domain
right.
like anything of that. Like
No, it's a lot. It's a lot. So one of the things I'll be honest with you. So originally, I believe it was you who recommended me read this series, and I got as far up to maybe like halfway in season 1 before I realized I didn't really know what was going on. Nor did I understand the power scale. And he uses a lot of like visual, and you see this in the anime stuff. He uses a lot of visual and textual communication to communicate like what curses are. And you know what? On a surface level, curses are just that. They are like everyone carries
it's
around a
bad
little bit of
energy. These niggas with bad
yeah,
vibes. It's just
yeah.
niggas with bad vibes, bro.
They
That's all it is.
they they're negative energy that comes from people. Essentially, people also let
They're
off.
the niggas in the function with hoodies up and black Air Force Ones. Like
All right.
that's what they are. Like they just bad vibes. It's,
Curses, I should actually pull up the actual definition. But curses to me, in terms of my interpretation with this, curses are they represent essentially the negative energy of people, and they are kind of like forms that are brought up. It regular people cannot see it, but if you are a sorcerer or you also are cursed, you can see them. Cursed objects are objects imbued with cursed energy, and then cursed techniques you can only use if you also have curse energy itself. So it's really like the power scaling in this series. Um,
This is
that
about how much of that bad energy can you take and control,
Pretty much, and
kind
pretty
of.
much. Jujutsu sorcerers exist in this series to combat these curses that may grow stronger depending on the negative energy used. It is kind of like it reminds me of the Chainsaw Man and kind of the devils. Um, Based on like, listen, most people are afraid. The devils are based on people's fears, and most people are afraid of the gun. So the gun devil is the most strongest thing here, and we have various you know cursed curses
Think
that
of
go
every
through it
time. Think of the curse
that
that just gets stronger every time a girl go through her nigga phone. Like that's so crazy.
oh
That's so
fuck.
crazy. That is
um
a wild curse. That should be a
so
devil.
oh gosh, I wouldn't even know what to call that devil, to be honest with you. The F around and fondite devil.
Fuck
um
around and find out. But
uh
yeah, nah. It's
so
yeah. That's a good way to. That's a good comparison though. The curses and the devils is however much because they even said too of like there's certain emotions or certain things that most people don't care for and most people aren't
mhm,
scared of. So that's why there's
right.
easy curses or curses that no one even cares about.
Absolutely. So Megumi and Yuji go to recover the finger, and that's where the action starts up. You see Megumi's Shikigami, the divine dogs, which I was like, damn, this is cool as fuck. Actually, this is like
Oh, the
cool as
divine dogs. Yeah, divine dogs are hard and a code
in
name
order
for them.
yeah, in order to save Megumi from death, I'm skipping around. Yuji eats the finger and is now inhabited by the incarnate power of Ryomen Sukuna, King of Curses. Now steps up the problem. So this first episode, I mean, it takes us a bunch of things, but I will say it's expertly done from the animation to the to the story. If you could if you watch it all as its own thing, I think you would want to see how this continues to follow up, which I think is a great mark for a first episode, but it also contains enough action and like stuff like that. Like here's this big ass like curse that like goes after his friends, nearly kills his friends. Yuji with his extraordinary strength for some reason, he can also see these curses, which is interesting in itself.
We'll start
But now,
figuring out a little bit though as we go along. No quick spoiler when we figure out
mhm,
about where he comes from and who he comes from.
absolutely no, it's a little bit further down the line. Uh, so we're introduced to Sukuna, who is the king of curses. Um, Sukuna is pretty much the bane of existence for all Jujutsu sorcerers. He is known as the king of curses for a reason. He was the strongest curse it seemingly that has ever existed. But he was not killed, um, but he was sealed away in a vessel, and then the vessel, I think, was killed. Um, like they put him. He was. This is a good. Let me research this. Um, do I feel like I got it right here? Am I leaning in the right direction?
Oh, so you're saying
Sukuna. How did Sukuna's fingers become really the attention
the
source?
vessel
Like
of him?
right. Oh, okay. So
Well,
boom. All right. So boom.
mm,
It's right in this. It's the
oh,
first
you
fucking
got it.
paragraph of this fucking fandom. According to legend, during the golden age of Jujutsu, over 1,000 years ago, Sukuna was an imaginary demon. Though in truth he was a human sorcerer, and other sorcerers gave their all to defeat him. Oh, he did die. Okay. After his death, he became a cursed spirit, and his curse was too strong for the body to be fully destroyed. Henceforth remains 20 indestructible fingers, preserved in grave wax, traverse the ages as cursed power and ever growing power. So essentially, what they're doing is they killed him, but they couldn't kill the body. So pretty much 20
I'd be
fingers.
that strong. It'd be like, damn, nigga, this nigga's still around, low
His
key.
spirit is too real, bro. I mean, that's how I feel like
That's
I
a
would
real
go out,
nigga.
to be honest with you. Like, You can't
Spirit
really
of Mills
kill.
is 2 mil.
You can't
Can't
break
really
my
kill
soul.
Mills.
You can't break my
You
soul.
can't break my soul.
Um,
Imagine that plays every time you eat a finger. You can't break my soul. Ah, man,
uh,
who ate one?
Megumi, sensei, teacher, Satoru Gojo, the most OP man in anime, clearly. And teacher of Jujutsu High fights with Sukuna, holding his own. We're heading into episode 2 now. Until Yuji reappears in his body.
He
Uh,
said, "Give me 10 seconds."
yeah, but it's a, you know what? It's a, now looking at the series, kind of like looking forward and kind of seeing things and seeing um Sukuna versus Gojo. I'm like, you know, huh. This is all I say. When we get to the spoiler section, I'll have a lot more than to kind of say. But kind of seeing that in episode 1, episode 2 is kind of like, wow, this is, you know,
They're giving you the battle that you want to see so early, like
yeah. And
off rip. But the funny thing is that I think as the series goes along, we get into depth later in this. It's crazy how they're able to build up other fights to be more than just like I want to see that again.
right,
If you get what I'm
right.
saying,
No, absolutely. So
continue
episode
though.
1. No, episode 1 is in the books. We get various different things. We go through episode 2. We kind of find out more about Yuji and kind of his whole thing of like, okay, you ate the finger, motherfucker. So now everyone wants to kill you because you ate the finger. But realistically, now what the school wants to do is say, okay, let's feed him all the fingers and then let's kill him. We can get rid of Sukuna. We can get rid of this 20 finger problem that's been plaguing all the Jujutsu sorcerers and all the cursed beings around the world. We can get rid of this problem if we feed him all 20 fingers and then we kill him. So,
But they didn't really think that plan through because you got to think he eats all 20, right?
sure.
Like
Who
y'all don't know how strong this is gonna be at the end of all this.
who gonna
Like,
check me? Who gonna check
yeah,
me if I eat all the fingers, nigga? Who gonna check me?
yeah, who's gonna say anything or do anything to this kid? Like
You're already strong in
at any
yourself.
moment. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like that was very arrogant of them to just be like, we're gonna kill him after he could. It's like, yeah, after he consumes 20 power ups.
um.
That don't make no
Okay.
sense.
Let's see. All right. So I have this next session called 3 the Hard Way, the first years. Due to his talent not being a vessel for Sukuna, who is still scheduled to die, unless they can find a way to exercise him, he enrolls in Jujutsu High. So usually he's officially in Jujutsu High. He's going to be trained by Gojo. Let's talk about Gojo, Satoru Gojo. How do you feel about him?
Oh, what
What's the word that comes to mind when you think of Gojo?
a fucking man. The fucking man. Like, what more can I say?
How
Like,
dangerously close to
it's cool
Kakashi does
being.
he look?
Oh, very. It's the same thing. Just one
Cooler
is
than
way
Kakashi?
way stronger. Yeah, definitely. He got Saint Laurent on for sure.
Mm.
Kakashi was still dressing like a village nigga. Like this nigga Gojo low key really be putting that shit on.
Who would win, Gojo or Kakashi?
Oh, Gojo for sure. You see
Yeah,
how
man.
OP he is already.
Hey, man.
The only thing he can't be is the judicial system because he's locked up right now. Free my man.
Oh my
Like they
god.
had a like that is the only thing that he can't defeat. So low key Gojo might be a nigga. Uh,
um
is but no, he's smoking. He is smoking Kakashi. Let's not.
he's a teacher at Jujutsu High who is training the first year, second years, and third years. He does not
He's so cold.
really.
They don't understand why he's a teacher. They're just like, yo, like you're
Hey
wasting your
man,
time.
you could be doing better things, but he expresses, especially at the end of this like arc, this fearsome womb arc that we're talking about. He expresses that he wants to train the next generation of Jujutsu sorcerers because he hates the conservative hierarchy that's currently exists now, that only seems to hold down and doesn't really have the best interest of the world in mind, only the best interest of themselves. So he wants to train people who are maybe as strong as him, maybe stronger than him. I don't know if he gets stronger than Gojo, to be honest with you. He's so OP. Even Gege knows he's OP. In various interviews, he states it. Um, which is why what happens to him happens. But um,
Free
he's
him.
a
Free Jeff.
uh he is what he is. Let's talk about Megumi Fushiguro. You always gotta have a
That's
nigga
my
like him
guy.
in your anime series, I guess.
Oh yeah, the moody nigga, the
Moody,
angry moody nigga that
Moody,
that's low key doubting himself also all the time. Like he's
amen.
really strong, but he could be so much stronger if he just kind of like grabbed his nuts. Yeah, that's him.
um, from a first glance, you'd be like, oh, that must be the Sasuke of the series. And you know what? In some bits, you might be right. But to be honest with you, he's not
But
really a
he's
little
not
bitch like
like
Sasuke.
see. Oh my gosh, he's not. He's not
No,
no
he's
hoe
not.
like so.
He's
He's
he got a
no.
lot of things going on, but he's not like targeting people because of it. Like obviously he has a lot
Yeah,
of
he ain't no hoe. See, man, listen, he got some type of honor and code. Like he ain't no
yeah.
like you say, he ain't no bitch. He's not no bitch like Sasuke. Cause listen, I'm gonna go off on a tangent about that young adolescent child,
Hey
but
man.
that 2D kid. But my nigga Megumi though, he a little moody, but he still you can count on him. He's reliable. He's still gonna come through
Absolutely.
for his homies. You know, he ain't gonna switch up on them just because he's feeling a little
He's
sad today.
and he got great techniques. I mean, that's something you
Yeah,
can't
he ain't got great technique.
I
Off
mean,
rip.
that's fire enough to make him one of the most popular in the series. And then in episode 3, we're introduced to Nobaro Kugisaki, the lady, the most confident, the most unflappable, the most untouchable. Uh,
I fuck
make
her. She got
sure,
a chip on her shoulder. You know, she's
yeah,
like, nigga, I come from a small town. Like, you know, she like, I come from a. She like John Morant. She like, I come from a
she
mid major.
she was she I feel like she was like, yo, I'm too big for this city. I'm like, I'm too big for this town. I need to go to a city. I really need to stretch my wings. Like, but there's only so much that this country rural life can teach me. I need to go to a city and become one of the greatest, people that's ever existed. And again, not a weak, uh, not a weak, fucking, not weak like, what's her name? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you talking
Sakura.
about
Sakura.
Sakura?
I mean, the
No one.
Naruto things is there.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's there because you got a moody black haired kid.
Come
You
on, Team
got
7. Come on, Team Kakashi. It's right there. Like, come on.
whatever.
Bright little Yuji, little
No, it
Moody.
is. It is. It's I can't say it's not. It's
Right.
there.
But they
Obviously,
different.
it looks
They're
just like
different
it.
characters. Yeah.
He's like, what if
Maybe
I make them cool?
yeah, right?
He
Like
was like, what if I make them cool and
what if she was
likable?
tough and she also liked shopping? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if she was not completely tied to being like, I'm the damsel in distress woman of this series? And yes, you know, Sakura is strong in her own right, but she never really has a moment or anything notable or popular or poppin' or anything like that. Like, what I asked when I was watching Naruto for the
Listen,
first time.
no one ever says that Sakura is their favorite, bro.
I mean, that was essentially it. I was like, yo, I remember I asked on the timeline
No,
as I
you
was
don't got no
watching
Sakura
Naruto for
stands. Niggas just be in there
yeah.
just like, all right, cool. She
I was
cool.
like, yo, does Sakura have a moment in it? And it was like, no, she doesn't. Like, this is honestly as good as it gets. Like, it is what it is. Um, but hey, it is what it is. Those are three. I mean, in the first couple episodes, we're introduced to them. I love kind of seeing Nobaro and how she handled and her, her curse tools and how she
Oh, her
utilizes
curse
them,
technique and her curse tool is so hard.
it's
Nail
fire,
and
bro.
hammer,
As you
it's
gotta,
too tough.
yeah,
Too
and
tough.
Yuji only
Tim the
has
fucking
natural
tool
ability.
man.
He only has natural ability to kind of run off of, and that seems to be enough. And the mere fact that it's like on par with these people who are actual jujutsu sorcerers is kind
Hey,
of
what if she
scary.
come back with like a nail gun or some shit? That'd be
Hey,
hard. She got the
hey,
real
man,
monster tool.
first of all, you gonna stop spoiling this damn series. That's what you gonna do.
Oh, that's why I
Real
need to
mean.
stop.
We gotta get to the
It's
spoiler
hard.
section. We
It's
gotta get to
hard.
the spoiler section.
It's hard when you were a manga.
Of course, nah.
Like I had it. I see it from a point of view of, man, we done been saw and seen that.
Absolutely. No,
But
I agree with
I
you. I
forgot
agree
that
with
there's
you.
some the anime only people. I apologize.
Amen. Anime onlys. Respect them. Respect them. Let's talk about the death of Yuji Itadori. Who
That
else
is
could
hilarious. That's a
be the
hilarious thing.
protagonist and die within the first second 7 episodes of the series? Only him and Goku, to be honest with you. That's it. That's a
Hilarious.
great
It's
class to be in.
It's that,
Um,
but it's just like that was no Urameshi.
Urameshi. Oh yeah, he dies literally
He dies
seconds
first
into the
episode.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
look at that. Legends.
Come on.
Legends.
Legends. Nothing but
Um,
legends.
okay, so with Gojo out doing other things, the three are assigned to take on a cursed womb. Again, another cursed terminology that I wasn't familiar with. So cursed wombs are kind of like these wombs that could potentially produce a special grade curse. Special grade is the highest grade of curse. It goes from, I believe, grade 4 to special grade. I could be wrong. Or grade 3. I'm not
Yeah.
sure of the hierarchy.
Grade 4. Because remember we did our grade tier.
Oh yes, this is absolutely true. Go back and listen to that episode. Spoilers: the special grade curse has already been, so they're sent to a detention center where the special grade curse is pretty much running amok against these criminals that are live in the detention center, and people are like, "Yo, they don't deserve. They are criminals, but they don't deserve to die." Spoiler alert: they're all dead already. Special grade curse has been produced, and he has killed everyone that's supposed to be there. Yuji wants to save these people because he's like, yo, we gotta save them. I'm a protagonist. This is what we do. We gotta save them, even though they're
Megumi's
dead.
like, fuck these niggas.
Fuck these niggas. You know, he was a pervert and he would touch little girls and shit. Like, fuck that nigga. Um, Fair.
All of
He
them
was like,
dead.
yo,
It's fine. They're not worth
Megumi's
it.
like, I don't save terrible people. And you know what?
I agree with them.
I agree.
I
Not
agree
wrong.
with them.
Anyway,
Well, depending
Nobara.
on their charges, because like, what if there's a couple guys in there for like an ounce of weed? Then I'll be like, oh damn, I felt bad. I'll
This is
be
true.
picky and
Yeah.
choosy. Hey,
I mean, you think Megumi is that kind of uptight? You think he's uptight? He's like, these niggas is breaking the law. I mean, you can't
I
really
don't think
break the
so.
law
I
for an
think
ounce,
that
you know.
he's. I think. I mean, it depends on where they're at though. They could have been at like a supermax, and then that's like violent offenders and people really
You were
doing shit.
lacing them. You gotta die. Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah. Like he was.
Oh my god, his
Yeah, no,
moral
I don't
compass.
know. His moral compass
Um,
is all. It's not like all over the place, but at the same time, it's like yeah, you be killing people.
this is true. Um, so special grade curse separates Nobara from everything, and then Yuji tells Megumi to go find Nobara while he takes on the curse with the intention that he will ask Sukuna for help. So he asks Sukuna for help, and Sukuna's like, fuck you. I don't do what you tell me to do. But eventually Sukuna does come out. And Sukuna is like, I'm out. I'm out here. I'm doing my thing. Yo, special grade curse, we can go kill these students together if you down with it. But the special grade curse is doing way too much. Just, not obeying, trying to kill Sukuna. So Sukuna pretty much tortures the special grade curse and eventually murks him too. Yuji is
What a
unable to.
legend!
Yeah,
I'm
Yuji's
surprised no Florida rapper has gotten the Sukuna tattoos yet.
We might have to look into that one. Let's do some research. Uh,
It's definitely
Yuji,
gonna be a rapper from Florida though. I know that
no,
for a fact.
absolutely. Uh, so Yuji is unable to switch bodies back from using Sukuna too much, And Sukuna's prepared to go on a rampage, and he leaves the detention center. As Megumi is sending Nobara to go get help, Megumi approaches Sukuna, and they have their exchange. And now we're seeing, you know, another anticipated fight that I guess is something at the end of the series, or anticipated thing. Sukuna versus Megumi. Um, Megumi says, "I'm taking this body hostage. Fuck out of here," and pulls out his own heart. Well, pulls out Yuji's heart. Sukuna doesn't have a heart. No heart. 21 Savage. Metro Boomin. Um, he pulls out his heart, says, "I'm taking the body hostage, and if this nigga wants to switch back, he can die." So Sukuna fights Megumi, and Sukuna's like, "Yo, I like the cut of this man's jib. Look at it. He got shadow techniques. What's that? Is that an owl? Is that what kind of are those frogs? Is that? Look at all his shikigami right now. This is incredible. Like he's got some skills to pay the bills." Sukuna's like, "I like this guy, so I'm not really gonna kill him. I could have killed him, but I ain't going to." Megumi eventually reveals what happened to his sister, which we'll talk about later. And that he only wants to save good people, which is why he didn't save that pedo guy. Pedo in the detention center got his body wrecked. And Yuji takes his body back and hears all this before he dies. And it's a somber moment because they're, obviously mourning the loss of their bro that they just met 2 days ago. And Yuji dies, episode 7. Well, not episode, this is like episode like 5. Into the series. But fast forward, Yuji Itadori, in fact, doesn't die. Let's talk about
Yeah, you
this.
can't kill off the main character that quick.
He gets into his body. We're getting real Yu-Gi-Oh shit right here. If you watch Yu-Gi-Oh, you'd know how this is weird. He's inside Sukuna. I guess his essence is living inside of his body, which is living inside of Sukuna's thing because he ate the fucking finger. And he says, "I don't want to die. Bring me back to life." And Sukuna's like, "I'll restore your life in exchange for being able to operate in the real world." And Yuji's like, "No dice. Fuck you." And Sukuna's like, "How about this? I'll give you a pact. I can only come out for a minute, but I can't kill people." And Yuji's like, "I still don't trust you. Nah, I'm not really fucking with that. I would rather you not exist in any kind of capacity. Also, I don't believe you won't kill people." And Sukuna's like, "That's the pact, motherfucker." Like,
You caught me. You caught
no,
me.
he was like, "That's the
You
pact.
caught me
If I go
red-handed.
against it, I'll die." And Yuji's still like, "I don't really know about this." And then Sukuna's like, "All right, how about this? How about we have a battle to the death? And if you win, I'll do what you want. And if I win, I'll do what I want." And he immediately kills Yuji. Like instantly. So Yuji wakes up butt ass naked in the doctor's office. And he's alive again. And this is awesome. Our main character is back alive again. And Gojo says, "No, no, 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 no. We're not going to reveal you to the world. We don't want the principal in on this. We don't want the higher ups to be in on this. We don't want anyone to know that Sukuna's vessel is still alive. I'm going to train you. And then we're going to shock the world. We're going to shake the room for real. And when you
Shock
pop
the
out,
world."
like a little TJ, we gonna it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big." How did you feel about this entire?
I fuck with it. You know what? Why not? Because it establishes. I think it does something for Sukuna where he's like he kind of in a weird way puts himself in the background. So
Mm-hmm.
now this whole series isn't completely focused on
Mm,
Sukuna. You know, like it allows Yuji to become his own character and be his own character. We don't always have to sit there and worry about like Sukuna's popping out or Sukuna killing because now he has this pact and now there's some boundary lines with it. You can't go too crazy
absolutely,
with it now. So I think
absolutely,
them setting the boundary line how they did with this was amazing because he's dead. into the rest of the world and the rest of the people in the rest of the world in terms of the series, he's still dead. And he's training and he's trying to get, he's getting ready to come back, and it's,
Learning how to use
you
curse
know,
techniques and curse powers and all the other
yeah,
cute shit.
yeah. So he's doing this thing right now, and it gives
So
them some time to allow him to build and not like in a weird way, he's still a rookie and a novice, and the other first years can really get shit done. So
absolutely.
it allows them to do their thing while he's still learning this shit, and he's not like getting in the way and doing all this other shit. Now when he comes back, he's kind of able to jump in head first and run alongside like his
And
classmates.
and I appreciated all of this. So I'm watching Bleach. Well, actually, I stopped watching Bleach. I'm gonna watch it. I'm picking it back up again, but I'm post the
You're
rescue
not.
thing
You're
arc.
not. You're not
No,
gonna. You're
I'll
not
pick it
gonna
up.
pick it up.
I
No, you
gotta
won't.
I gotta see it through.
That's like every anime watcher's favorite lie.
I'll see it through. No, if it was One Piece, I've been telling people I'm gonna pick up One Piece for like 2 years. Um, but I like one. There isn't some big training arc shit. We aren't getting 7 episodes of this nigga trying to use curse techniques and trying to like punch through a block or like da 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 da. Like it's very small things, and then it's like implied like, oh, this nigga got better at it. Great. Let's not waste any time doing some big Naruto ass arc about training and honing your powers and learning how to use the Rakugan or whatever the fuck it is, um, and all this other stuff like that. So I appreciate that. Um, I appreciate that this pulls. It doesn't really pull Yuji out the picture, to be honest with you. It puts him to the side for like maybe like a couple episodes, but he's still in the picture, just working independently. But everyone is working independently on becoming stronger in their own ways, and it's kind of refreshing in this way. Um,
Yeah,
anyway, so while Satoru Gojo is training Yuji to channel his secret cursed energy for the Kyoto Goodwill event, Nobara and Megumi are like, damn, bro, we were down to 2. Like, how did we get here? Like, death is real. Gosh,
yeah.
this sucks.
Fucks him up.
And they're introduced to the second year students, Uzumaki Zenin, Togi Unumaki, and Panda. Thoughts about these 3? What are your thoughts?
Funny group that hold it down, but a
Great,
hilarious group of
great dynamic.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a panda,
All
you get a guy who can only speak in what is it, sushi ingredients?
yeah, pretty much. Rice ball.
And
Salmon flakes.
yeah, and then you
Cursed
get
speech is
Maki
real.
who, yeah, for real. And then you get Maki who is
Has no cursed
no
energy at
curse
all.
energy, has no curse energy at all, but will beat the brakes off of you.
She's just naturally gifted. She is that bitch in more ways than one.
Nah, for real.
Um, so we meet them, and they said that, oh, we'll train you because we have the Kyoto Goodwill event that comes up every year. Usually we have Yuta Okotsu with us, but he's studying overseas right now. This was the first mention of Yuta. If you watch Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, you know all about what Yuta is about and where he's at and what he's doing and all types of other cool shit like that. They meet with Mai, who is Maki's sister, and what's my name? Ayo,
Oh yeah,
Ayo,
Io Toto.
Toto, Toto. Yeah, I'm calling him Toto because I don't really know what the Ayo means. Toto, Ayo Toto. Who gets in the fight with the first years themselves, and they overpower them
Oh,
to the
that's not a fight. That was a molly whopping. That was a thrashing. That was a Yeah. They got the foo fops put on them. That was crazy.
We get to meet with them, but we get to learn about the rival school, Kyoto Jujutsu High School. So we get a little bit of high school, rival high school. We get a little bit of that flavor. We also get, you're introducing the more kids and all this other stuff like that. So that's a cool little tidbit about this. Ayo Toto, we're gonna Ayo Toto when we get to him in the future. One of my favorites. First question is, what type of women are you into? Um,
Feel that is That's a reasonable question to ask another man that you meet.
I don't know, man. What if you're not
What?
into women? You know, what if
Hey, it's good. Hey, listen.
what kind
Sometimes
of
you just
girls do you
gotta
like, man? That's a
reason. I feel a reasonable question. Why not?
what would your
Oh,
answer
for
be?
real. What kind of girl do you think? Me?
Yeah,
Um,
didn't think I would ask that,
nah, I didn't.
huh? We'll save
If
that
it
for
was
another
that
time.
nigga asking, if that was that nigga asking me, I would say tall with a big butt like Meg the Stallion. Having having to box that nigga. See how he's built? Crazy. He on my
Fair.
waist class. No blower on me. I was in school. Got
Oh my god!
pictures
Wait,
of that on.
what would your ideal curse
Nah,
technique be?
my ideal course technique.
What
Lucky
would you
Yuji
want?
got it.
Yeah,
Yuji
that's what I
got it.
feel like. I feel like yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
I want to
it
be
might be
straight
Yuji.
hands. I just want to be like Yuji got the perfect one. It's straight boxing.
Mm, I do like her speech, but also not being able to say anything is pretty tough. Um,
Yeah, nah. You gotta be a mute.
but I like Toto's stuff too. Man hit a German suplex on Megumi and knocked his fucking block off. Um,
But he kind of got the same. Nah, his curse technique's kind of hard though, because he's kind of straight hands, but he can.
he can do a little extra,
He
you
got
know.
that clapping technique where he could
Eh,
pop,
we gonna
switch
talk about
places
it.
with you.
We'll get
Ah,
to it.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Anime only. You've watched this
But
already.
yeah, no,
Um,
I gotta be a strictly hands person. I really don't want a weapon or anything like that. I feel that
mm.
when you can rely on hands, it makes the weapon usage easier.
When your gun slides all the way across the floor, you
That's
just
what I'm
need.
saying. They like you got no hand experience because you've been
Yeah.
walking around here with this weapon this entire time. You're relying on it. Now
Uh
you done
huh.
lost it. Now you sitting there like, oh shit. Now what do I do? I gotta
Oh
hurry up and try to
man.
getting my weapon back is first priority instead of killing this. Like
Hey man.
it doesn't help. If I could just already got hands, if I get a weapon, that's like, oh, that's just a bonus for me now. If I lose it, oh well, I'm back to just being me.
So we finally meet the villains of the series during all of this in a coffee shop, random coffee shop. This is fucking hilarious.
Oh,
Um,
like Goodfellas.
yeah. I don't. I guess it was a restaurant more than
This is
anything.
like when them niggas are meeting in American Gangster when Frank calls all his brothers up and he's sitting in a coffee shop. And he pouring
Um,
that sugar all extra long. Yeah.
so an unnamed jujutsu sorcerer who we learn now is it's a Geto which is a hilarious name. Now I'm saying it's a Guru Geto. Uh, is sitting down. He's meeting up with some uh cursed, curses, and they talk about like, yo, we have a plan. We want curses are really the true beings on Earth. Like humans think they're the dominant thing, but it should be reversed, and they should be the ones living in fear and living in anonymity, and we should be like the dominant, like default being ever. And that's kind of how we live. And he's got his little gang of Jogo and fucking. I think it's just Jogo who shows up, right? No, I think it's another curse too. Um, they're wondering how to get past Gojo because that's what the Ghetto says. He's like, listen, if you can't get past Gojo, it's a no go. You know what I'm saying? Um, and they said, oh, the only way you're not gonna beat him by battling. You're gonna have to seal this motherfucker off in the prison
Told you
hell.
you gotta get him in front of the jury. He was like, y'all doing too much. You can't kill this nigga. Get him in front of the judge.
So Jogo says, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna try to kill this nigga myself. So as Gojo's on his way to go see the higher ups of the Jujutsu High Academy, um, Jogo approaches Gojo on the road and he throws all types of fire type attacks at him, all types of lava fumes, ember, flamethrower, all types of other shit. Um, they don't know that Gojo is a Gojo type, you know. He is
No, yeah, nah,
none of that shit
hell.
affects him. my,
How you
my man
have
got
zero weaknesses and all strengths? That's crazy.
Gojo type. Um, and in one of the most incredible visual sequences that we ever see, this is like the first time you're like, oh, this shit is like movie level shit on TV. Like
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mappa is like, while everyone is busting their ass for Mappa, they are killing it. Like they're doing the damn thing, especially with this animation stuff. Gojo pretty much, I mean, you do the special domain stuff. I don't even want to talk about special domains right now because special domains is
Oh
another.
yeah, nah, that
It's
we'll get into it at some point.
but
We're gonna
essentially
just
special
link a YouTube
domain
video.
right, special domain is like if I use my special domain, it's a one shot kill. You cannot kill it unless you have a stronger special domain. Well, Gojo's a Gojo type. So Jogo says, "Oh, you're in my special domain now. It's about to be done for you." Also, by the way, sidebar, Gojo brings Yuji along randomly. He's like, "Hash, watch this. I'm about to do some fly shit." Um, and Yuji's like, "Where am I?" But anyway, Gojo uses the flyest fucking move ever. I believe it's called like blue. Was it red or blue or something along those lines? Um, but he uses his domain, Infinite Void, and boy, did that knock this man's
That
socks off.
not this. It's like you said, Gojo is just one of those guys that sometimes you just need an anime. You just need a guy who just can't be beat
Yeah,
by anything, anyone. If it makes the fun of how do you neutralize him, like it makes that more fun. Like the fact
yeah,
that like you can't kill him, and like they're
you can't.
obviously showing this now. While
Yeah.
so it's like, what can we absolutely do? And obviously we figure it out. But
No, they can't. They
yeah,
can't kill him. They can't kill him.
yeah, you
And
can't kill him. This guy is not. He didn't come to fuck around. He didn't come to play. He's like, listen, dog, I didn't. In season two, you'll understand why he has to become the beast he becomes.
eventually, Hanami shows up. Whatever his other Jogo's lady friend. Ooh, I was like, damn, a lady? Okay. Um Hanami shows up, rescues Jogo. Uh and then Gojo's like, damn, I'm gonna have to train Yuji to become stronger because these niggas is no joke. Jogo and Hanami go back and meet up with pretty much Geto, and Geto's like, see, told you. You should have gonna have to seal this motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Listen, bro. It was like you playing too much. He was playing with fire, and I like. You know what? As a real leader, I like how you let him crash out like that. He was just like,
absolutely.
"Listen, I don't need no weak link on the table, anyways. If this nigga can't listen to simple instructions, let him die."
And we are introduced to Jogo and Hanami's leader, which is Mahito. Um, so we introduce Mahito. I don't want to do the character analysis now because we pretty much get into him pretty much all of next arc. It's the versus Mahito arc. Um, but Geto pretty much says that listen, they need to follow his plan and we need to follow it out. October 31st, Shibuya. Bada boom, bada boom. And that is the end of the Fearsome Womb arc. It is 8 episodes. We really get into stuff. We find out kind of like the structure of the show and where it's going to be at. Who are the main players? What are we targeting? Where are we angling towards? Who is OP? Who is not OP? Who is P? Who is not P? Um, Everything. We find out it all. Um, what are your thoughts on this arc as we close it off?
Um, I really hope when we look back at the tier rankings, I put this in the S tier.
This doesn't need to be S tier, bro. There are S tier arcs here. Like this is good,
There
but
is.
it ain't as good as it gets.
This was special.
This
Rewatching
was
it,
nice. No, I was rewatching. I was like, oh,
special.
this is nice.
This is special. This is a special arc, man. Getting him come back, seeing everything, like seeing him in action, like the Sakuna setup, the setup of the villains, and like how he's now in the mix in the middle of all that. Because now it's like they want Sakuna on their side, and how it's just how everything is set up here. You
Mhm.
see him die, you see him come back to life. I think
Right.
if the main character dies in the first arc, you gotta S tier it immediately. I feel you got to. But overall, I really love this arc. I really love the setup of everything they did here, especially when you look at the long standing effects that some of these things have. Um I think that I don't know. I just feel like this is one of those ways that you just kick off an anime. This is how you like
Mm.
get people drawn in to watch your stuff.